Om Vang me manasi pratishthitam mano me vachi pratishthitam aviravirma edi vedasyama ani stha shrutam me ma prahasihi anena dhitena horatran samdadhami ritam vadishyami satyam vadishyami tanmamavatu tadvaktaramavatu avatu mam avatu vaktaram avatu vaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om, how are you?
I'm good.
I guess we, with our shift of time, we lost all our people. This happens once in a while. Yeah.
You do not have to teach this for me if you want to take
No. Well, we will finish as it is. Yeah, because these are the elements which usually are not ever. Nobody deals with these texts. You will not find anybody going into that kind of nitty-gritties of these texts, trying to bring them out in the psychological or spiritual sense. So it's viewed very generally like a history of religion or some kind of, belonging to the immemorial past, beginnings of our history or something. Barbaric, some kind of sacrifices, these bloody sacrifices of animals and people and all kind of things. Making oblations of soma and clarified butter into the fire, thinking that they get something out of it. But these are symbols, yes, and symbolism was never recovered. It's only in Sri Aurobindo's literature we find this recovery of symbolism. Unfortunately, I understand why people don't come to this for too long, because it is actually quite irrelevant to their lives and everyday kind of needs. But it will become more and more kind of necessary for us. We live in this transition from individualist or age to this symbolic spiritual age. And this symbolism has to come back because it fills us with meanings which we cannot get otherwise. At least for me, it works this way.
I found it to be very rich, and actually, you had mentioned something about basically it all starting with light and then plunging into the darkness and then coming. That changed my whole view of life. So I very much appreciate it.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, this is the knowledge, knowing which everything becomes known. We understand the fundamentals of our existence. We understand why we are of double nature, why we are struggling here. What is this struggle about? Yeah? Otherwise, it's not clear. Why should we struggle at all? Yeah? We could live without any struggle. And there is a constant struggle going on, even if there is no struggle outwardly, because inwardly these forces are there, and they are always suggesting some kind of solution. There are different directions, and that constant dialogue is going on within ourselves. At least in me, it is. If you start kind of checking yourself, you will see that you are dialoguing between these two parties of light and darkness. Preetu is coming. Okay, we will be 3 of us today, I guess. Hi, Preetu.
Hi, Vladimir. Sorry, I got late. I was just rushing through things.
Okay. Okay, we just started to look into this kind of necessity of studying of these hymns. Of course, for Indian people, it should be the priority number one. I'm just wondering why there are so few interested in this fundamental knowledge, because that is what they inherited from the past. It is the foundation of all their culture. So they could come back to the origins and to see the meaning of everything what they achieved during this period of evolution. I think this is still there somewhere hiding, and kind of underlining everything what is happening in India. Okay, here we are, number 10. Yatra Vetha Vanaspate Devanam Guhya Namani Tatra Havyani Gamaya. O Master of Delight, to that goal where thou knowest the secret names of the gods, thither lead our offerings. Thither is there, basically. Hither, we have another word, hither and thither. There and here, so to say. It's an ancient kind of formation, very, very close to Tatra and Atra of Sanskrit. Interesting. So here there are two footnotes. The Master of Delight, Vanaspate, and Aurobindo gives a footnote. Soma is Vanaspati, and the other is to the goal, lead us to the goal. And he says the goal is the Ananda, the state of the divine beatitude, in which all the powers of our being are revealed in their perfect Godhead. Here secret and hidden from us. This is the major idea of Sri Aurobindo, that the secret delight, the beatitude, divine beatitude, is hidden in everything. And behind the surface, on the surface it's not visible, we do not know about it. But within, in the depths of every being or everything even, there is a hidden divine beatitude. And because it is secret, we have to discover it. We have to recover it. Secret means that it is intrinsic, hidden within, but it has to come to the front, to the surface. And on the surface, our consciousness do not perceive it. But we are attracted to everything because of this. So the attraction is taking place because there is the inner delight. And it's quite interesting because the other day I was reading about the delight from Savitri. So coming back to Savitri, wait a minute, it would be interesting to come back to Savitri. This is something interesting how he frames, Sri Aurobindo frames. Do you see Savitri I projected? Yeah? No, you don't. Okay, sorry. I will have to restart in this way. So when he speaks about this he and she, or the Purusha and Prakriti, he speaks about them and their relations in a very beautiful way. So this is the knot that ties together the stars. The two who are one are the secret of all power. The two who are one are the might and right in things. And so on. His soul, silent, supports the world and her, the nature. His acts are her commandments, registers, and happy inert he lies beneath her feet. His breast he offers to her cosmic dance, of which our lives are the quivering theatre. This is our duality, yes, of the divinity within and the surface consciousness which operates within this divided state or separated state of consciousness. And none could bear, and this is what I wanted to read, and none could bear but for his strength within. Nobody could bear this situation. Yeah? Only his strength could bear this situation of division, of being not available to himself totally on the surface. Yeah? Yet none could leave because of his delight. This is what comes to me. None could leave this world because he enjoys this situation. Otherwise we would drop everything and go long ago from here. Why should we stay and suffer? Yeah? No, we can't leave because of his delight. Yeah? He enjoys this. So this is what I wanted to say, this soma, what he says here. This delight is hidden. Yeah, he is secret and hidden from us. And that's why we cannot actually leave. We are attracted to things and not knowing why. Why am I attracting to have a nice house, to have a comfortable life, to have a beautiful music? I want to buy a guitar now and to play it and to make music. Why I am attracted to that guitar, to that music? Because there is delight behind, hidden, divine, which I want to recover. I want to recover it everywhere, in everything. This is hidden soma.
This is so, like when you say this, one thing which came to me was when we are wanting or needing or seeking companionship, what's behind that? I think that as well as the need for companionship comes from
Absolutely.
the love and delight of,
Love, lie, and to be able to love and to be loved. Yes, we are looking for this delight. This is the delight. The delight is to exchange the divinity. Yeah, the exchange of the divine bliss, Ananda. We want this exchange. We don't want only to get it. We want also to give it. It's not enough to get it. Yeah.
But when we really get into this, if we just forget about how we plan to enter into it, the entire intention, we just get so involved and so attached that everything gets messed up.
Yeah, because the surface, it's hidden, you see, from us. It's secret. And because of that hidden and secret position, we can't really get to it totally. So we sense it, we are attracted to it, but to get it totally, fully, it's never possible until it is totally transformed, until our inner being comes to the surface and everything becomes the divine or the spiritual enterprise. Then we can maintain that delight on the surface. And that requires the transformation of our being. And that is the sacrifice. Basically, this is their knowledge, yes, of the Veda. So, my interpretation, it is interesting that the goal is defined in relation to knowing the secret names of the gods. So here they speak about Guhya Namani, the hidden names Devanam of the gods. Where you know the secret names of the gods, there you bring our sacrifice. It is the place where all the universalities of consciousness are realized in their inner and deeper meaning. This topic of the hidden names being recovered of the gods, the inner names of the, or secret names of the gods. So the divine powers, when they act upon us, we do not know really their true value or true meaning, let us say that way. We just get the result of it. We get the bliss of it partially, but we do not know what is there in the core, in the origin of that divine being. We do not know why it acts in that way upon us. We do not know what it wants. We do not know anything about it. So these are the hidden meanings, or guhya namani, hidden names of the gods. And they will be recovered only with vanaspati, with this soma, with the delight being recovered. Again, the same story. So we will recover the true meaning of life and all the forces in life when we will recover the bliss, the divine bliss, in action here on the surface. Then we will know what these forces were about, why they are there acting in the way they do, and so on. And there are many of those forces of consciousness and light which act upon us. And we do not know their meanings, their true meanings, hidden meanings. Tatra avyani gamaya, interesting. There, to that depth of the core, of the originality of the meaning of these forces, lead our sacrifice, lead our offering. Don't leave it somewhere on the surface, on the periphery. Reach to the very depth of the meaning of these forces. So let this being what we offer, or that offering what we offer, go through or reach to the depth of full transformation and recover its hidden meaning, this divine property. Everything here in this world is actually a symbol of some divine being, or quality, or action. We are all symbols, as Aurobindo says, of some true reality behind. On the surface, if you look at everything, books, what is on the table, whatever I have here, these are symbolic representatives of some truths. And so these truths are to be recovered. So how can they be recovered? We have to offer them to these higher realms or higher powers of consciousness, and they, so to say, when it goes to the very depth of its own origin, as it were, everything has to recover its own divine origin in this world. And this is something to think of. So everything has to acquire its divine property, or let us say, everything is to manifest the divine. We have to recover the divine prototypes within these symbolic representatives. And even our life here, ourselves, we are symbolic representatives of the divine Purusha, with all the faculties involved. This being is the most precious being ever, because it needs to manifest the divine in all its fullness, in all its activities. If we take something smaller like books, so book is a smaller being, as it were, smaller than this being, because this being acts, it's already embodying faculties of consciousness, seeing, hearing, speaking, thinking. It is already acting upon. This one is a symbolic representative of the divine in a different way. It is embodying knowledge, embodying knowledge for this being. So to say, it is a helpful kind of, it's like a divine force which comes to me through the book to help me, the divine here embodied, to manifest the consciousness. So, and this is the symbolic representative of that action of consciousness, of knowledge. Knowledge which has to enlighten me and bring some higher consciousness. And that force is embodied in the book. So everything here is embodying some particular action of the divine needed for its manifestation. These are hidden names, or the origins. Names is an interesting word. Knowing the name, we know everything afterwards. That's why they wanted always to know the name. What is your name? Yeah, you remember the story of the Brahman coming to the gods, and they couldn't recognize who it was. They thought what this yakshas was. Yaksha is the spirit. They didn't know what the spirit was. There is some presence, but what it is, they didn't know. So first Agni tried to find out, he couldn't. Then Vayu, then Indra. He also couldn't, but in the highest heaven he met the Divine Mother Uma, who told Indra that that was Brahman. And once he heard that it was Brahman, he knew everything about him. How? What is this knowing the name? Because the name tells Indra what this being is. Yeah? It tells him the functionality. It tells him about Indra can comprehend what this being does and is. Comprehension comes with this, with the name. Understanding of why this symbolic thing is here in this world, what it represents, what it is for. So, this is the Divanam Guhyanamani.
It doesn't come to us, Vladimir. Why is that?
No, because we are. It's on the surface. It is secret and hidden from us. And even Guhyanamani, hidden, secret names. Secret names means that we didn't yet realize what we are dealing with. We don't really see truly everything as in its divine property, like this book or any other book. It's amazing if you start thinking about everything in this world, but everything has its divine property and symbolically represents that divine force. And that was the vision of the Veda. The Vedas were looking, the rishis of the Vedas were looking at this world as symbolic representative of the spirit. At everything, at the dawn, day and night, at the rain falling from heaven, rivers, mountains, everything is symbolic representative of the higher ideas. Ideas coming from the supramental realm, telling us why these forms are here. The whole cosmos, stars, darkness, night, a moon, constellations, movement within this cosmos, everything has its symbolic representation of the divine. Some things are smaller but needed. Like we have in the ecology, in economy of nature, we have all small creatures doing some small things, like flies or worms or something. We don't look at them as important, or mosquitoes, but they are all important. They are all working together. we just don't see that totally, because our consciousness is separated. So we act differently in the world. What is good for me? So I'm taking everything from the world, what is good for me, eat the world. The world is working for me. Yeah? This is one-way ticket. But I'm also for the world. Yeah? I'm also part of this system. Somebody was speaking about the trees in a very interesting way. How trees are talking among themselves, saying, oh, these humans, we grew very good crops of humans. They produce enough CO2 for us. And also compost, a lot of compost for us. So our crops are very good. So if you look at this, that the trees are growing us, not we are growing trees. We are growing each other constantly. This is the way how the divine is being manifested. Yeah? And everything is here symbolically representing the divine. So the trees and the greenery are the embodiment of that delight of the animated matter, soma, yeah, the ambrosia, the juice. Can you imagine the trees are growing, reproducing themselves, dying? They have a lifespan. Yeah? They produce fruits. And fruits produce the seeds, and seeds grow into other trees, and trees produce seeds and grow into other trees, and those first trees are dying out. But the whole lineage of trees continues. They have progeny, the same as we have. How come? Why they produce the seeds and the progeny? And it's amazing to think, so who is pushing them? What kind of explanation we can find? Scientific explanation that the seed explodes because of something. It's absolutely not giving any kind of explanation, to me at least. It's good to know the technology, but technology is not explaining why it is happening. Yeah. Living beings, animated matter, because the spirit is here. Yeah? And what is the spirit doing here in this form? And that is what we have to recover. We have to see what tree represents. It represents a delight, food, yeah, and ambrosia and sap of delight. Because eating, even physically, eating is joyful. The joy, enjoyment. Why there is enjoyment in eating? Also another question. So if you look at the world from this perspective, we will see that the Veda has much to offer to recover those fundamental truths behind this symbolic representation, what we don't see anymore on the surface. Guhya namani. This is what I'm kind of talking around. These hidden names, secret purpose of everything being here. We have to recover it. Yeah? We have to see why we are here, what is these things are for, what they represent, find their truth and find their true place in the world. And true place in the world is dharma. Everything has its dharma, its divine purpose, divine place in relations. So we can follow dharma and recover all the meanings, or we can follow adharma and also recover all the meanings. Whatever we follow, we will always recover the meanings.
What is the these elements, different elements like air, water, what we are made up of, and what exists around? What is the dharma of, like, what do these elements represent?
What is the dharma of water? What is the dharma of air? Interesting.
Okay.
What is the dharma of fire? Well, we kind of know what it is. So water connects everything. Water plays an amazing role. If you look at our planet, you will see that our crust in the water ocean is in relation, the same relation as the human body is. Yeah? We have the same percentage of water in the human body and the same percentage of the gross matter, the same as our Earth. Yeah? This is the beautiful kind of relation. I didn't know this until a few days ago. So somebody told me about this and I thought, wow, can't believe it, such a correspondence. So we are built in accordance with our Earth on which we live. So why that water is there? Let us start with water. The water does something to Earth. First of all, it creates these, when the moon is coming closer, the tides are rising. So this constant living ocean, the streams in the ocean. If there would be no streams in the ocean, if there would be no tides, the water in the ocean would become a big swamp. It needs to live, it needs to move, it's constantly moving, streams. And with this movement, it moves the elements, the salt, it moves the earth constantly. The whole earth crust is moving because of water moving. So it dilutes the gross matter into salt and carries it. And then it again crystallizes it elsewhere. It's an amazing power. It's actually the power of connecting gross matter with gross matter through this fluid, liquid matter. Everything in the gross matter connected through this liquid. We would not be able to sustain our complex physical being if there would be no fluid constantly moving through the system. Yeah? Because stone with stone cannot be connected without water.
Even in the body, that's what happens, when we eat food and then we eat water. So like water actually helps in digestion and breaking it down.
Yeah. We cannot survive without water more than 3 days. We can survive without food for 60, 80 days, 100 days, but not without water. Amazing. 3 days only. And we are done. Just think about it, what water may be. Yeah? And there is more to it, of course, and not only the ocean on Earth, without which nothing would live, because there would be no rain, there would be no plants, there would be no growth. Not only that, but the whole oxygen and built on the water. The oxygen is another big question. We will come to it. What is this air? Dharma of air, also an amazing thing, because without oxygen nothing could exist. There is no living creature, even fish is getting oxygen out of water. Yeah? What is this oxygen about? We will come to it. Yeah? So, but the water, if you look at this hydrogen, it's the basic element of everything. Hydrogen is the most simple element from which all other elements are built. So it is the first element from which any other gross element can be built. And there is the biggest amount in the universe is of hydrogen. If you look at the universe through the telescope, you will see that the hydrogen is, 70% or something or more in the universe. So this is the element which holds together the stars and holds this material manifestation. And the absolute zero is minus 273 Celsius, yeah? Which is, I do not know, Kelvin, how much it is, but it's very close to us, and that is the temperature which freezes the hydrogen. When the hydrogen is frozen, the universe collapses. There would be no universe if hydrogen would be frozen. So that's why our absolute zero is so close to us, minus 273. That means everything is temperature here. And here we come to the fire. What is fire? What is this tapas, temperature? These are the dharmas of the elements. Yeah? So you can imagine, we can really discover them. This is a profound question, really. And what is fire? What are we studying here? Hymns to the mystic fire.
I was about to say that fire I know a little bit, no, a lot of it. Because
Okay. Okay, yes, that temperature which is like we are like in the bubble in this universe. It's all temperature. Yeah? It's minus 273 is our bottom, from which you can rise to trillions, quadrillions of plus. You can go upward without limit, but there is a limit downward. So that means we live in this bubble of temperature, or in this tapas. The ether is tapas. And when we look into the empty space, where in the vacuum, it has a temperature, and this is something to think of. It cannot be minus, as they sometimes in the movies they say, minus 5,000 Celsius. It's impossible to imagine. There is no minus 5,000 Celsius. In one movie I saw it. So they speak about this temperature. In that temperature there would be no elements. That means there will be no universe. Frozen hydrogen means the end, the collapse of the universe.
So hydrogen is something which is holding everything. So Shiva, I don't know, this just came. Shiva is holding everything. They say that it's the destroyer, it's the creator. So is it somewhat related, hydrogen to Shiva? I don't know.
Hydrogen and Shiva, never thought of it. You're provoking interesting thoughts. I think Shiva is everything, yeah? All of these 5 elements, not only hydrogen, one of which is hydrogen. But if we look at the hydrogen, it came into being from the fire, yeah? From the temperature. Temperature produced this first element of the one proton and one electron. Yeah? One proton and one electron was produced by some energy collapsing onto itself. So this is the water, the first water element. Of course, water needs also oxygen, but still, water is an amazing product of organic and non-organic matter. Wherever there is water, there is an organic matter. How do we know? Because it needs oxygen. Oxygen is the product of the plants. Plants, first, those plants in the water produce the oxygen. They are our first kind of creators of this atmosphere in which everything lives. Because from the ocean, this oxygen rises and builds up the atmosphere finally. And fish is breathing that oxygen which those plants in the water produce. Incredible.
You like the way you say it, just sounds so magical. It's like
it's really magical creation. No.
Yeah.
But again, we are looking for the hidden name. Yeah, we are looking for the meaning, and so we are led to discover these things because we want to see how life is maintained in this kind of symbolic world. Yeah, but this proposal of yours, I interrupted you, just you continue, is supreme. If we discover the dharmas of the 5 elements, we would see many things, how it is being arranged for us, for the spirit to embody itself, because that was the spiritual enterprise, yes, to come into this being, how to build this body, how to start thinking, to start seeing, speaking, and so on. How long it took for the spirit to really build this, yeah. And all the elements are within us, definitely. Yeah, with this oxygen, we were discussing the other day with people that plants are producing oxygen and we are breathing oxygen and give them carbon dioxide. That's also another thing, that we produce carbon dioxide for the plants to breathe. So they grow us, you know, and we are very good food for them. So, but the plants also need oxygen. They breathe oxygen in the night, it seems, yeah. But not in the same quantity, and still they need oxygen. Interesting. Plants also need oxygen. So water is a product of these both, of the organic and non-organic matter. So wherever we see some trace of water on some planet, we know that there is organic life. Water is the sign of organic life. That's why our blue planet is so precious, you know, because it is full of life. Blue life, water. There was one film, kind of science fiction film, that the aliens came from elsewhere and they needed from us only one thing: water. Because water is the most difficult product to produce. It requires billions and billions of years. Amazing. We just look at water as something secondary, as if it is given, take it for granted. No, it's a product. It takes a long time to produce.
But I mean, we have damaged so many aquifers and the water. I mean, we've left with very less clean water, and we've commercialized bottled water.
We polluted it with everything. But they noticed that there are new kind of, you know, these creatures in the water. What do they call them? These sea horses, you know, seahorse, small ones. They're a new type which consumes plastic. So you see, nature is responding. Nature doesn't want plastic in the water.
That's so nice. I did not.
Nature is conscious, yeah. It goes slow, but it takes care of itself. Yeah. Right, and then there is the last verse of this hymn. Svaha gnaye varunaya, svaha indraya, marudbhyah svaha, devebhyo havich. Devebhyo havich, if we deconstruct. Okay, I will push it down. Svaha is the exclamation which is given to the gods usually. There is Svaha and Svadha. Svadha is for Pitris, Svaha is for the gods. It's also interesting, Pitris and gods, like Devayana and Pitriyana, like sun and moon calendar. Yes, this is for the sunny, for the powers which are developing our soul, Svaha. Agnaye, to Agni Svaha. Now Agni, though it is a temperature and a heat in nature, its deeper symbolic dharma is the divine consciousness power which transforms everything and makes everything divine. Yeah? It's the flame, so it's true dharma of that mystic fire. So to Agni Svaha. Svaha to Varuna. Varuna is the Lord of the divine being, the purity and vastness of the divine existence. Svaha Indra, to Indra. Indra is the lord of the divine mind who manifests the divine being. Marudbhyah Svaha. And to the Maruts. Maruts are the forces which act together with Indra in this lower hemisphere and bring his higher light into the action, into all the fibers of our existence. Svaha Devebhiyo Havih. And offering Havih, or invocation to all the gods, all the divine powers, not only to these, to Agni, Varuna, Indra and Marut.
Can you please read this again, Vladimir, from the beginning about the
Svaha Agnaye Varunaya, Svaha Indraya Marudbhyah, Svaha Devebhiyo Havih. Yeah? Look, there are so many footnotes here. Svaha, to the will, Sri Aurobindo translates Agni. Agni is the divine will, which is transforming everything here. It wills to be. That will is the force, the energy, which changes everything, transforms everything, moves everything. Everything moves because of Agni. And here we have the footnote for the Lord of Wideness, Varuna. Let us look into it. It's just Varuna. To the Maruts, nervous or vital forces of our being, which attain to conscious expression in the thought, singers of the hymn to Indra, the god mind. So these are the fibers which allow Indra's force to enter into the depth, the light of the truth to enter into all the capillaries of our being. And Svaha, to the Godheads, be the food of our oblation. Now, oblation here, Sri Aurobindo says, that is, let all in us that we offer to the divine life be turned into self-light and self-force of the divine nature. This is actually the recovery of that hidden purpose, of the hidden names of the gods within the nature. Self-light and self-force of the divine nature. Everything has its self-light, self-consciousness and self-force, power. Everything here has it, but it needs to be recovered. Yeah? I make here appendix with Tvashtri and Agni. We spoke about Tvashtar the other day. And I think I read it already a bit, no? This from Savitri. It's amazing how Tvashtri is the first Aditya who built this physical body, ladle which can hold Soma. So Soma is the divine ambrosia, ananda, sap, juice, that animated nature. Animated nature is a miracle. Until now, scientists do not know how life started on Earth. We do not know how. We do not know how the first cell was built. This is the problem. The cell which can reproduce itself. So that amoeba, that first monocellular organism, which tries to move, to contact, to express itself in some way, to multiply itself. So it has all the faculties of consciousness within itself, but does not yet have the organs. It wants to see, to speak, to touch, to express itself, but there are no organs, only one cell. So this cell multiplies itself, then comes into clusters with other cells, and then starts building organs slowly, gradually, from the first simple organisms in the water, fish, and till that what is coming to the air, and finally through animals evolution takes place and we become human beings. But if you examine our embryo life, you will see that it starts with the embryo of the fish in human beings. If you compare the embryo of a human being with the embryo of fish, you will be surprised. They are identical. And then human beings develops further and fish stays there and is born as fish. But then you become like a frog, exactly the same as a frog. And then as an animal first, then as mammals, and then as something resembling human beings, primates of kind of monkeys, and then a human being brain grows. So we cover within this embryo life the whole evolution, starting from monocellular organism till this formation of the body within the womb of the mother. Incredible. Just think about it. We cover the whole range of all development. So what Tvashtri did, he created that capacity of us to carry that spirit and develop all other levels of consciousness. Yes, but that holding the physical, that the physical will hold the spirit and grow with it, Tvashtri created. He is the carpenter. He created the ladle which could contain Soma, the divine bliss, life, immortality. That which is contained is immortality. That's why we reproduce ourselves. We cannot maintain the form, but we can maintain that thing through reproduction. We pass it forward. Yeah, this is the immortality, Soma. So this bodily appearance is not all. The form deceives. The person is a mask. That's what we were talking all the time. Aurobindo puts it so beautifully. Hid deep in man, celestial powers can dwell. His fragile shape conveys through the sea of years an incognito of the imperishable. That's imperishable, Soma. A spirit that is a flame of God abides, a fiery portion of the wonderful artist of his own beauty and delight, immortal in our mortal poverty. This sculptor of the forms of the infinite Tvashtar, he is the sculptor. This screened, unrecognized inhabitant, initiate of his own veiled mysteries, hides in a small dumb seed his cosmic thought. That very seed we spoke about, which is we are passing forward because we cannot maintain the form. In the mute strength of the occult idea, determining predestined shape and act, passenger from life to life, from scale to scale, changing his imaged self from form to form. He regards his icon, the icon growing by his gaze, and in the worm foresees the coming God. We just spoke about it before. It's just much better way of talking about it. Okay, I will stop here. There are more things you can read for yourself. This is so beautiful.
One doubt, Vladimir.
Yes. Doubt.
But before that, yeah. But before that, this line you read, no, the mortal. So in the line, it says that mortality is poverty and
Yeah.
immortality is beautiful thing.
Well, it is poverty because on that level you don't see the immortality. Yeah, you see only mortality, and that is
Mortality has a
poverty.
limit. Yeah. Yeah, my question was sorry. My question was about the sun, about the fire actually. So the fire, the character of the fire, the nature of the fire remains the same at all times. But when, like what I've experienced in the temperature, when it's really high, the heat is very high. It's very difficult for me to uh, access the quality of the fire. How do I explain? I mean, to really connect with it, it becomes extremely difficult to be myself also for that matter. Like, why is it so difficult to be in the heat than to be in the
You're cooking there. Yeah? I'm cooking in the heat. This is American slang. When the Americans came to India, first time I heard, "Oh, I'm cooking." I thought, what are you cooking there? I am cooking myself, boiling in this weather. Yes, it's very difficult when it is very hot. You become like, yeah. I remember in Delhi especially can be very, very exhausting. In May, I remember going in a rickshawala, sitting in rickshawala in daytime, like 2 o'clock in the noon. Yeah, it's incredible. It's like you feel that the burning of the air becomes cooling. It is so hot that it is that you feel that your eyes are cool, your mouth is cool. So temperature 37, what we have Celsius, is lower than above, that is 48 up to 50. So because of that, you feel that all that saliva, everything is cooling actually. Yeah, it's difficult to be in that cooking situation. So there is no answer from my side. I don't know what to do. Get some air condition.
no, I mean, why does the quality of the fire changes in, or the quality doesn't change? Maybe how, I don't know, how we receive it, that changes. What happens? I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah, fire. Yeah, maybe next time we will talk. I will have to sign out. We will come to this fire again. So we will take another hymn, and you will look into these, the divine doors. There are so many things here as appendix to this hymn. I wanted to understand it better, what these divine portals are about. But we will take next hymn next time. And come back to this fire and burning and cooking and boiling. All right. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah sarve santo niramaya sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschit dukha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti 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 Shri Guru Namaha Hari Om.